Welcome, I'm Ed Pozzuoli, CEO of Tripp Scott law firm in Fort Lauderdale, and today we're so honored to be on this beautiful location in Miami with the Honorable Mayor Francis Suarez of the city of Miami. Mayor, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, you have been a great advocate for the city and trying to lure businesses to come to Miami and enjoy the lifestyle here in South Florida. Talk to us about that.
I think it's a once-in-a-generational opportunity. You have cities across America that unfortunately are pushing away their innovators or taxing their residents at a rate that is just incredibly high and unsustainable. And so what we're seeing in Miami is a tremendous amount of interest of people moving from New York and Silicon Valley, and we want to capitalize on that. We want Miami to become the capital of capital, so that if you want to innovate, you want to create a company, there is no better place in the world for you to live in than here.
Well, tell somebody, why would they be attracted to Miami? Why come here?
Well, we're trying to make it simple. We're doing three things very well. The first thing is we're reducing our taxes. The only tax you pay here, you don't pay a state income tax, you don't pay a local income tax, you only pay a property tax. We've reduced that rate to the second lowest level since the 1960s. The second thing we've done is, while other cities have defunded their police, we've actually increased funding in our police. We have the most police officers we've ever had, which allowed us to reduce crime by 25% last year, had the lowest homicide rate since 1954, the year before. And the third thing we're doing is focusing our quality of life. You can't live yesterday again. And so we want to make sure that the day that you choose to be here and the day that you choose to live here, it's the best day of your life and the best day that you can possibly live. And so we are bringing an MLS team to Miami. We're hoping to bring Formula One to Miami, have all the cultural offerings that anyone can have. We have a performing arts center, a museum of science, an arts museum. We have one of the largest art festivals in the world in our Basel. So we're creating a $100 million linear park. I mean, we are just pumping back and investing in our businesses and in our quality of life to make sure that people want to be here.
And there's no better quality of life than we know, South Florida, right?
There isn't. I mean, look at this. All I have to do is I go on a Zoom and people think I'm in my office with this panoramic view of the third largest skyline in America, palm tree swing in the background, and they're like, is that virtual? And I'm like, no, it's not a virtual
It's
background.
real.
That's my life.
Right? Isn't that great?
It is.
So what success have you met?
So much. Just some of the few deliverables. Through the DDA program, we've attracted 850 jobs, high-paying jobs, $100,000 or more jobs to this community. That's $85 million in economic activity. Through SoftBank, they created a $100 million Miami initiative where they're spending at least $100 million in seeding companies born here in Miami or moving to Miami. We have a tremendous movement of major players like the Founders Fund, Keith Rabois and Peter Thiel, one of the famous VC firms, the Founders Fund that's moved here. Blackstone Tech has moved here. Microsoft is taking a big position here. And then of course on the financial side, we have so many different financial firms that are moving here, from Colony Capital, to Citadel, to all these big firms, D1 Capital, and hopefully getting JP and JP Morgan Chase and a Goldman soon.
Now we've been open. South Florida generally, and South Florida has been open for business where other states have been closed. We've been open. How do you see South Florida and particularly Miami coming out of the pandemic?
Well, we've been open because we understand that there are two bad scenarios, right? Number one, we always want to protect people, we want to protect the most vulnerable. Right. But on the other hand, we don't want to create devastation, economic devastation, which hurts a significant amount of people. So, the national rhetoric on this has set up kind of a false narrative that you either care about people or you don't care about people. It's not really the case. We care about people, we want to protect people, and we care about our businesses, and we care about people thriving and doing well in our community. So we've allowed them to do that in a safe way. And we've come out of the pandemic stronger than ever. I mean, everyone is talking about Miami Tech. If you were to poll people in the world, the number one place that people are talking about is Miami, and that means that we're going to emerge very strong out of this pandemic.
And the Cafcito Tech Talk about that. So
Man.
First of all, explain to everybody outside of South Florida, Cafcito, what is that?
Cafecito means coffee, and it's Cuban coffee. It's sort of what we call Cuban coffee. And the idea was, look, let's have these long form interviews, kind of like what we're doing right now, where people can talk about why Miami, why this moment, why are we converting it into a movement, and sustain the narrative. For us to change a reputation of a city, it's like moving a cruise ship. I don't know if you've ever seen at the end of the port where they turn those big cruise ships. And I've tried to get as many tugboats as possible to try to turn that cruise ship. And I've gotten so much help from so many people that have come and done the Cafecito Tech Talks with me, viewed by tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in some cases. And so it's been a really, really great way to showcase what's happening here in Miami.
Mayor, I want to thank you for talking to us today, and honestly, your energy and dynamic leadership really has helped the city. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for the opportunity to keep telling that story.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.